Hey, it's Monday. It's December the 5th. And no, I don't have an offer yet in my hand. We keep getting told it's the next day, or it'll be the next day, it'll be the next day. But we have made an offer on the house that we want to move to. They accepted all the terms except for the price, and that's not a real head scratcher. We didn't think they would. So we're going to be volleying back and forth with prices, but it looks very promising, and we're excited about that. It looks like we might have a closing date of January the 9th or 10th. 35 days. I know that's just, I don't even want to think about that right now with Christmas and all. So just keep just keep the details in your prayers. I appreciate that very much. I just wanted to say real quickly to our sweet Joy, who brings great joy to our lives and great wisdom. I've learned so much from her over the years, and not just through what she knows about God's Word. But Joy, we are not near you in proximity, but our hearts are near you because we love you so much. And we can't physically walk this journey with you, but in our hearts and in our spirits, we are walking with you. And so I couldn't let today go by without acknowledging that. And I know everyone is sitting there nodding their heads and agreeing with me. So yeah, there you go. And I thought of you, our sweet Joy, in the lesson today, really. And there's a lot of points, and I'm just gonna kind of walk through them a little bit. But the whole thing for me, as far as Paul here in this story, is that man, if they'd have just listened to him, they would not have been in such a bad way as they were. But they eventually did listen to him. And why would they listen to him? He's a prisoner. I mean, I understand that, why they didn't. But all of them were spared. All of them were saved, just exactly like Paul said they would be. And bottom line there, I mean, I pointed out obvious things that I know you all saw about navigating through the storms. The strong winds, let me get to I'll get to the bottom line there in a minute. I do want to point out about the strong winds, the strong headwinds. In the original Greek there, it simply means the winds were contrary. They were against the boat, the ship. And many times we have strong headwinds that we're facing that are just contrary to us and contrary to where we think we want to go, where we think we're supposed to be going, where we know we're supposed to be going. Paul knew that he was going to have an appointment with Caesar. God had confirmed that to him. He had no idea the side roads he would take and the rabbit trails he would go on to get there. But he knew that that's where God had promised him, that he was going to be in Rome. He was going to go to Rome. And so we're going to have winds that are contrary to us, that are going to get against us. I mean, they're going to be slow. They're going to be difficult. We're going to have struggles. Just when we think we're going to make it, an abrupt change is going to happen. Something. Joy, again, right there. I thought of you. This abrupt change. They can want to make us give up and just let the wind take us wherever it may take us. But just when we feel that way, we're going to see a lifeboat, and that's what they saw. They saw the lifeboat, and when we see that lifeboat that God throws to us, in whatever way it comes, it's going to come in different ways, different places, not obvious. Very rarely is he obvious, because he's God, and he doesn't have to be, and he doesn't want to be. He's a God of mystery, and so he's going to give us a lifeboat in places where we would not ordinarily find a lifeboat. But he's going to give us a lifeboat. And it's interesting, he may ask us to throw out all of our own securities. Everything that we know that could protect us and that should give us securities, that's what they had to follow. They had for their food, their cargo, everything over. And he just may ask us to do that. Look, I've given you this lifeboat. You can trust me, but you're going to have to throw out everything that you think is saving you, or that you think is your own, or that you possess, or whatever. God will speak to you, and He may not ask you to do that. I don't know in your storm, but there have been times when He's just said, okay, you're just going to have to throw that, get rid of that, because that's not going to do you any good. And He may take us through more rough water. Again, Joy, I thought of you, and that it appears all hope is gone. But take courage, is what He says. Even though we're shipwrecked for a while, we may be shipwrecked for a while, He says right there. So take courage, for I believe in God. It will be just as He said, but we will be shipwrecked on an island. We can take courage because it will be just as He said. Even if we are shipwrecked for a while, He says, and I put the links there, I've overcome the world. Greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. He who is in the world may be our hardships, it may be our cancers, it may be our wayward children, our unemployment, the loss of our home, tragic events in our lives. But He is greater than those things. He also says, I'll never leave you, forsake you. I will never change. And I've gone to prepare a place for you. You can trust that. So we can take courage that it will. All of these things and many more that that I'm sure you can think of, promises of God, they'll happen just as He said, even if we have to be shipwrecked for a while. And then the storm may continue as it did in 27, but there'll be a shoreline on the horizon. And it may be a shoreline you don't recognize, but it will take you to a place of safety. Take me to a place of safety in this storm. And we can see that a shipwreck can be a place of safety. It might not be a place of fun. It might not be a place of activity that's something we want to participate in. But it may be a place of protection for a while. So I think the best thing to do in these situations is to hang on. When the headwinds are strong, hang on to God and to take courage, because it will happen as He said. And He's there with us when the strong winds come our way. So I just, what a great lesson and timely lesson, because I'm sure Joy's not the only one going through facing a strong headwind, are you, sweet friend? I know that many of us are facing some strong headwinds, including myself. So let's just commit to hang on. And if we get to a place of safety, shaped like a shipwreck, let's just hang on and watch God rescue us and deliver us from that. Y'all have a wonderful Monday, and God willing, I will see you all tomorrow face to face.